So, Namaste, 안녕하세요. 저는 Vaishnavi라고입니다. And this is a short video and it's GKS questions and answers #3. So, I wanted to make a short video on, like, everyone was asking about what are the interview questions and what is my percentile and what extracurricular activities you have kept and personal statement and study plan and yeah, those. So I'm just gonna say, like, the interview questions, what they asked me, and what can be the interview questions if you're getting selected. So yeah, let's get started. So first, interview questions. Since I'm a bachelor student and I was I got an email from the university that you are selected for the interview and so date and so time you have to be on Zoom and these all things. So the interview questions for the bachelor students is like, first, why did you choose this scholarship? First will be the basic, that will be introduction. They'll say to introduce yourself and say about yourself for a minute or two. Then first question will be, why did you choose why did you choose the university and why did you choose the scholarship? Then after answering that, the second question will be like, why this major, like why are you attracted in our country with this major? Then third question was, what do you think, like, can you balance the life here because of your language barrier, because of the food problems? Can you live properly? Uh, can you adjust to the Korea's weather, Korea's life, and can you adjust to the university's life? That was the question. The last question was like, what else do you wanna do when you graduate or when you complete your bachelor's and everything? And they can also ask you different questions. It is based on the university and the interviewer who's interviewing you. So yeah, it depends on that, but the basic are like, why this university, why the scholarship, can you can you live the life here with the barriers and the language problem? Can you how will you give yourself to the, like, how can you make yourself the best, and introduction, and that's it. But when it comes to masters and the research program and the PhDs, they may ask, if you have a work experience, they may ask you about your work experience, work qualifications. And if you're not having any work qualifications, if research, they're going to ask you some research questions. And if you're not having those both, they're going to ask you about your majors questions, because since you have already done your bachelor's and you're coming for the masters. Yeah, this was about the interview questions and everything. Next, second is, what extracurricular activities, if it is there or not, like that. Don't worry if you don't have extracurricular activities, it's okay, it's totally, because if you see the application, there's written that extracurricular activities are optional. But it's like, if you have an extracurricular activity certificate, which is either on studies, sports, art, culture, it just gives you an extra point. Like, I had NASA project, I had my study competitions, and I had my art, I had my performance and sports. So I just applied everything, because I had those in 9th and 10th. So I had a whole set of extracurricular activities. Don't worry, even if you don't have, you can get selected. There are high chances of getting selected even without extracurricular activities. So that is not a problem if you're not having an extracurricular activity certificates, or due to corona era you cannot, if we didn't go to school and colleges, it's totally okay. Third was like personal statement and study plan. Since in the last video also I already said you how to write a personal statement and study plan, but don't get confused. Personal statement only depends upon, like, what are you showing, like, you have to show yourself, you have to say your struggles, your family not family background in the sense the biggest family background, but family background, the way you studied, why how did you come across GK scholarship, and etc etc. That is personal statement. When it comes to study plan, the study plan should be only about your studies. Like the first column will be like, upon arriving in Korea, how are you gonna learn the Korean language? So you should write a paragraph about that, like I tend to learn languages early, or I love Korean language and I'm also practicing it, and I have affection towards Korea's language, and like that. Then it comes to your proper major study plan, like how you're gonna after completing your 1 year of language course, you can do how are you going to prepare yourself for your major, how are you going to study, how are you going to come across your struggles, and yeah, then the future plan, it depends on you. There is the instruction where you, if you're staying in Korea, what is your future plan? If you're going back to your country, what is your future plan? And that totally depends on you, like how do you think and how is your future gonna be. Then 4, what was it? Yeah, everyone were asking like what was my percentage, and did I had any topic or IELTS or anything. I would say no, I didn't had topic, neither IELTS, because I just studied the basics. Because I was a deferral student, I studied the basics of the Korean and little bit of vocabulary, little bit of grammar. That's it. I didn't even study anything. I started from scratch in Korea. And coming to IELTS, I don't have any else, because I never intended to give IELTS, since I was never thinking of going abroad, but here I am. Then my percentage was, like if I say 10th was above 90 and 11th was also 11th was above 90 and 12th was also above 90. By God's grace, I had a good percentile and a good CGPA, so it was a plus point for getting selected. But yeah, if people who wanna come here have topic or IELTS from last year, I guess the 2024 selection, it is converted into points if you have a certain number of bands in IELTS, a certain number of level in topic. Uh, it's written that if you're getting topic level of 5 or 6, you are directly exempted from the Korean language and directly joining your bachelor's or master's. But if you have any level 3 or level 4, you're getting an extra point and you're eligible to get more early selection. So yeah, that is that thing. And what yeah, everyone was asking how much did you spend on your apostillation and everything. For me, since I was a bachelor student, I needed to submit my birth certificate, 10th, 12th, my mother and father's proof of citizenship. So it took me around because I have to submit another graduation certificate later on. It took me around 15,000, because 13 to 15,000, because I was sending it through agency, because I had a very tough deadline, and it was like I was on a ice breakage. So it took me around 13 to 15k. And coming to visa, I just since I'm a South Indian and I stay in another place and I have to travel to Chennai, so I have traveled to Chennai, and those only costed me, except that when I went to the visa embassy and just gave my application, and my visa was free, because for GK students visa is exempted. I mean visa fee is exempted, and there is no problem. Is you just have to submit your application, and they'll check the applications and everything. Next, and they like also how much it costed for me. For the only things that costed me is like my medical thing, and my visa medical, and the traveling for my visa, and the documents. That's it. I didn't even pay anything else. And just for the after getting selection, the things I needed to buy and things I needed to bring here, that's it. Except that nothing was paid for the scholarship, and the scholarship is free, fully funded. And yeah, and many were asking what it was my major, where am I studying. I'm studying in Korea University of Technology and Education, which is in short form Korea Tech. In Korean it's Hanguk Gisul Gyoyukdae Hakgyo in Chungchunamdo, Chonan / Byongchon. And yeah, and my major is computer science, and I'm gonna start in the August or September of this year. And this was a short video because I wanted to clarify everyone who were asking about interview questions. And yeah, and I'm also saying you that interview questions may differ from university which you're submitting and applying for. So I don't know. I have said what I went through the interview questions. So yeah. So this was the shortest video. I hope you understand it. If further queries, please do DM me, comment, and please share, subscribe, and like to my channel, and I will always give you the GK's content, whatever you want. Okay, bye bye.